Hello to all my fans. My first name is Secret Kismet, and today I am going to be ranking all of the Subnautica creatures based on their sexualities, in my opinion. I know that these creatures are species and not people, so they do not have entire sexualities, but they're fantasy creatures. This is my interpretation of if these fantasy creature species had one sexuality per species. So I'm excited. I'm just going to get right into it. First, we are going to be writing down the sexualities. And we are going to start with lesbian, which I'm going to make white. And then we are going to do gay man, which I'm totally going to do. I'm gonna make gay man. I'll keep it orange. I feel like gay men are always sucking on oranges. Like sorry if that's not true, but I feel like it's true. I feel like I always see it. Next, we're going to do multisexual. This is just for bisexual, pansexual, polysexual, all of that stuff. And I'm going to make it purple because purple is red and blue, which is a multitude of colors. Then we are going to do... I don't know if I should include this one, but I think I will. I'm going to do omnisexual, which is a type of multisexuality, but I don't know. Something about it stands out to me. Something about omnisexuality, it feels like a species could be omnisexual more than any other sexuality to me. I'm also going to change lesbian to something a little bit more pigmented. I'm going to make lesbian lime green, just like the real world. And finally, I think that we're going to do uninterested in romance, which is like... That's like asexual, but any of these could be asexual. They're just like being uninterested in romance is different from being asexual or aromantic. So, all right, we've got a lot to go through, and I know that everybody's probably hyped to see their favorites. So I'm going to get right into it with the ancient floater. This is an interesting one to start with. By the way, these are in alphabetical order, but this is a very interesting one to start with because ancient floaters they're ancient. They're so old. So it has to be the oldest and most ancient sexuality. This has to be like the sexuality that the very first human was. And it's kind of hard to figure that out. What sexuality was the sexuality of the very first human? It was omnisexual. The very first human was definitely omnisexual. And I know that might be controversial to some people, but it's not controversial to me. So, wait. This is not an ancient floater. This is an amoeboid. Oh, God. Oh, God. I messed up. No. I don't even know what an amoeboid is. Amoeboid. I'm such a fake fan. This is already falling apart at the seams. This is already falling apart. Okay. Gay man because it's causing me stress and fear. Okay. Well, I'm just going to put ancient floater and omnisexual because I already talked about that. And now let's all take a deep breath together. I'm really trying to stay calm in this video. I'm really trying to live my life truly. And to do that, I have to move on to amp eel. Amp eel is a tricky one. It is full of electricity. And I feel like that electricity, to some would say, like, get away from me. I don't want to date you. I'm electric. But you have to remember the fact that they are often dating each other. So they like the electricity. So what sexuality loves electricity the most? That's right. I think amp eels are multisexual. I think that, like, specifically, they're probably pansexual, because they want to electrocute everyone. And I think that's honestly a little bit beautiful. I could totally see them lighting up their bodies with the color of the pan flag when it's June. Like, like that would be beautiful. I think they should add an update, like a Pride Month update to the game, where for the entire month of June, amp eels are lighting up the pansexual pride flag. I think that would honestly, that would touch my little heart. So I think they're multisexual. I think they're pansexual. Next is like this ancient slug. Uninterested in romance because it's a dead slug. Yeah, yeah. But next is Arctic peepers. Arctic peepers are very iconic. They are very important to the world of Subnautica. So that is why they're gay. They're a gay man. Because I really don't know how to describe this, but I feel like Subnautica has a bubbling gay male fan base. Are you a gay man? Comment below, I'm a gay man if you're a gay man. I bet I'll get at least 500 people saying it, because I know the Subnautica fan base. I know that they feel most represented when they see an Arctic peeper, and I know that they are gay men, so I know, like, the correlation really is there. But here's the thing. I love ice. Ice is a natural mirror. It means everything to me. And I don't feel represented by Arctic peepers. I'm not a gay man. But I do feel represented by Arctic rays, which is why Arctic rays are totally lesbian. Yes, this is our first lesbian entry, Arctic ray. I just think that Arctic rays are beautiful. The way they twist through the twisty bridges is stunning. They shimmer and shine like a lesbian would underwater. That is, like, I think that is why Sam was on the planet. Because she could sense the Arctic rays were there, and she was like, my people are here. Next we have arrow rays. This is one of many that I have a pretty simple opinion about. I feel like it is not controversial to say that arrow rays are uninterested in romance. I mean, just look at them. They look like if you met an arrow ray at a bar and then you tried to approach it and you were like, "Hey, what are your hobbies?" It would say, "What are you trying to get out of me?" Because if it's a date, you're not going to get it. And even if you weren't looking for a date, it just feels weird. Like, it feels weird that the arrow ray would say that. I just feel like the arrow ray is not a very pleasant person to be around because it assumes the worst of others. And that's sad, but I think it's pretty accurate. If you think that's accurate, drop a comment saying that was accurate about the arrow ray. Next is a biter. If you have been in the grassy plateaus, you might recognize this creature. Because not only does it look like a grassy plateau, but it lives there sometimes. And oh wow, this thing bites. So we really need to be thinking, what sexuality bites the most? It's omnisexual. Just look at that little thing on its head. It glows blue, probably. Blue, you know what else is blue? Omnisexuality. See? See? I'm just saying that's like the same color. And not only is it the same color, but biters whisper. They whisper. So, next is bladderfish, another iconic character in this world, and another one that is pretty easy to categorize. Bladderfish are full of air, something that a lot of creatures in Subnautica wouldn't be. Why would they be full of air? They're not in the sky. And that kind of that kind of new age lifestyle really does remind me of somebody who's multisexual. I am always hearing multisexual people saying that they love to be multisexual. I've always heard them say that it is the newest form of reality. And I think that bladderfish say that about themselves. I'm not sure if bladderfish are multisexual, but I think that they say that they are. So I think that's enough. Like, I don't need to do like a psychological deep dive into the bladderfish. I'll just take it at face value because I respect it as a person. I respect bladderfish, so. Next, we have the bleeders. The bleeders are in my favorite biome from Subnautica 1, the deep sparse reef. I love the deep sparse reef. So you can imagine how hyped I am about the bleeder being here. And it should be no surprise that I say lesbian. And for this one, I really implore you to take a close look at the bleeder. What do you see when you look at the bleeder? Think about all of the sexualities in the world. There's lesbian, there's gay man, there's multisexual, omnisexual. Think about all of those. Let them be a palette in front of you. And then your canvas is white. Your canvas is white, and you need to create a bleeder. What sexuality are you dipping your brush into to start painting first? What are the first strokes going to be painted from? Lesbianism, right? That is exactly my thought process here. It's beautiful. Bleeders are beautiful. They are an underrated creature in Subnautica because they are not very big creatures. They are not very important creatures. But every creature is important to the ecosystem. Every creature is important to the world. And the next creature, who I think is honestly pretty similar to the bleeder, is the blighter. Much like a biter, but much bigger, much more evil, and you'll notice, it is lacking that blue tip. So no, it is not omnisexual, it is a gay man. Because really think about it. What do gay men always do? Blight others. And that's okay. That's okay. I love blighters. I think they are beautiful. I actually like them significantly more than biters. Biters are not my favorite, but I love blighters. I love their coloration. I love their blank eyes. And the little red part, I think is beautiful. So, if you're a gay man, you should be proud to have a blighter on your side. Next is another good one, the blood crawler. The blood crawler is a great creature. I personally do love it. I do not really like the design of like the cave crawler things. I think it's kind of simple, but the blood crawler is definitely my favorite of them. So, it's in Gay Man too. I know. I'm a little bit shocked about it as well, but look at those long legs. Look at the way that it has those pincers. It can snap them. I feel like gay men snap their pincers all the time. They're always like snap, snap, snap. And that's one of my favorite things about them. This video is kind of turning into a video all about gay men, but trust me, it will not stay that way. Trust me, it will change pretty quickly with the next one, actually. But blood crawlers, I think that they crawl into gay bars. So, next is the bone shark, a very iconic, villainous creature from Subnautica 1. It's pretty annoying. It's pretty intense. It's scary. It's a scary monster. And it's a lesbian. And this one, I really want you to look at the shape of its head. Like, look at the shape of the bone shark. I could see me approaching a bone shark at, like, a pride event, and I'm like, hey, what's up? Why are you here? Like, what does pride have to do with you? And you know what the bone shark would say? The bone shark would say, I'm a lesbian. Just like, Like, picture its mouth opening up deep underwater and it says, I'm a lesbian. I could see that. I could see it flap its little fins and, like, swim over to another bone shark. And then, like, they, like, pat each other on the body with their fins. And they are lesbian together. And I think that's beautiful. I really do think that's a beautiful trait about the bone shark. And I respect it so deeply. It's actually... I don't like the bone shark very much, but now I kind of have a new appreciation for it. Also, this is totally a coincidence, but look at the color of that eye. It's lesbian green. So, that is not a coincidence. That can't be a coincidence. Next, we have the boomerang, and I really want you to consider what the boomerang is called. A boomerang. It's always coming back. It's always going every way at once. It can't figure out what it wants. And that is why I think that it's uninterested in romance. I think it thinks that it's interested in romance, but it isn't. It can never commit. It's always just coming back to that little lonely place of being by itself. And that would be okay if it would accept it. If the boomerang could accept that it is just not meant to be in a relationship, that would be cool. But that's just not the case. And that makes me so sad. I feel so sad that the boomerang can't be itself. I wanna grab it by the luminescent fins and say, you're not interested in romance. And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. But I don't think that can ever happen, sadly. And I fret about it at night. It makes me fret. Next we have the brine wing, another below zero creature. Finally, it feels like it's been forever since we've had one. I'm so hyped. I really like the gimmick of the brine wing. I really like its appearance. The fact that it freezes others. Like, I relate to that idea because I love ice. But, like, I feel like it does so in a very cruel and evil way that I do not personally respect. And you hear me throw that word around, you hear me throw that word around a lot in this video, respect. I do not respect the brine wing. But I do respect the sexuality that it has, which is omnisexual. And this time it's not just because of the blue, although that is a factor. I really do think that brine wing, like, I think when they freeze people, it's because they want to see themselves in something else. The brine wing themselves are frozen, and they want others to be frozen with them. And I think that's what it's like to be omnisexual. I'm not omnisexual, but I imagine that's what it's like. I imagine it's pretty lonely. I imagine the brine wing is pretty lonely. But here's the thing. I think that the brine wing can very easily find love. I think that the brine wing can find love anywhere that it wants. And we'll be getting into that in the future. But hold on to that in your head. The brine wing is lonely, but it can find love. Hold on to that in your head. Next, yes, I've been waiting for this. It's the brute shark. I love, love, love the brute shark. This should come as no shock to anyone watching this video. The brute shark is a lesbian. The brute shark is a lesbian. I mean, listen to, like, I'm going to say its name slowly 6 times. Brute shark. Brute shark. Brute shark. Brute shark. Brute shark. Brute shark. See? Are you getting it now? Brute shark. Like, yes. Like, it is a lesbian. And you know, there's the tragedy of there not being many lesbian bars in the US. But I think if Brute Shark were in the US, I think that they would make so many lesbian bars. I think they're very proactive in the community. And because I think they have a strong sense of community. And you know what? brute shark eat Arctic rays. Yes, that is true. Brute shark and Arctic rays are, in fact, in a predator-prey dynamic. And that is drama because they're both lesbian, and brute shark are very community-driven. So it's like, really? Like, you're community-driven, but you eat your fellow lesbian? And I understand where that's coming from, but you have to remember, these are not people, these are animals, these are creatures. So while yes, the brute shark and the Arctic ray are both lesbian, and they both are proud, they have lesbian pride together, the reality of the situation is brute shark need to eat. And the ecosystem needs to go forward. And the ecosystem only goes forward if Arctic ray die and a brute shark eat them. So in a way, the brute shark is contributing to the larger community of the ecosystem by caring this deeply about eating Arctic ray. And that distinction between like the obvious morals of not wanting to eat a lesbian, but like knowing it's a necessity that it has to happen, that is what makes brute shark so beautiful to me. They understand the earth and how the planet moves, and I guess they understand 4546b and how the planet moves. It's beautiful. I could talk all day about the brute shark being perfect lesbian representation. Next is the cave crawler. The cave crawler is not one that I personally love. I think it's okay, but I think that it could be a million times better, honestly. And I really, I mean the number 1 million. Picture the number 1 million in your head, that's the number I mean. I don't even know where to put it. Wherever I put it, it'll be half-hearted. So, I don't know. I guess it's a gay man because it's like a blood crawler. They're like very similar creatures. I think that they would have the same sexuality, I guess. Like, I could see them hanging out. I could see like a cave crawler underneath a blood crawler, and they're just like standing there. And that's, I don't know, gay men stand together sometimes, I guess. But flipping it around from the cave crawler, we have our first Leviathan of the list. The Chelicerate. I love the Chelicerate. I love the Chelicerate. I love the Chelicerate. Below Zero Leviathans are so cool. The Chelicerate is so scary and monstrous and evil. It's like perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. Which is why it pains me to say that it's not a lesbian. But what is it then? And I actually have extremely dense feelings about the Chelicerate's relationship to sexuality. I have surprisingly thought about this multiple times before. Which I have no justification for. But I really do think about each Chelicerate in the game as its own person. And I think about the way that they feel about each other. I really, really do. I think that the Chelicerate is multisexual. I don't know what, sexuality within that, but I just think it's multisexual. And I just want to say, I'll give a brief rundown. The Purple Vents Chelicerate has horrible self-worth issues. It doesn't want to be there. It doesn't want to be anywhere. It doesn't know who it is or what to do. It's just sad. It just feels sad. And that's really sad. In the Purple Vents Chelicerate, of course, has a romance with the, what's it called? I guess, upwards, the surface, the near the surface Tree Spires Chelicerate. They have a romance together. And the Tree Spires Chelicerate is only near the surface because it's come on, Purple Vents Chelicerate, let's go down. Let's party with the other Chelicerate deeper into the Tree Spires. We can have fun. We can live our life. And the Purple Vents Chelicerate, it sits in the Purple Vents and it sings. It sings its song And sometimes, some days, it just disappears. And the tree spire's calycerate wanders around up there, wanders near the surface looking for its lost lover. And that is touching. That is touching. Also, the East Arctic calycerate is evil. It's an evil person. All the other calycerates are afraid of it. Yeah. Next is the crab snake. I love the crab snake. It's cool. The jelly shroom caves is a really cool biome. I think that the principles of the jelly shroom caves really carries over into the principles of making the environment for Below Zero. And I love the environment in Below Zero. I love the way that it's designed. So of course I love the jelly shroom caves, and I love that it very uniquely has this cool creature in it. Which is why, of course, it's omnisexual. Omnisexuality, to me, is really defined by being, like, unique and confident and understanding yourself. And I think the crab snake really does know what it wants because it never leaves its habitat. It just stays in the jelly shroom caves. It just stays in the jelly shrooms, and it comes out to eat, and that's all it does. They don't even really talk to each other, which is why you might think that they're uninterested in romance. But no, it's not that simple. I think all the crab snakes in the jelly shroom caves, maybe they're not interested in romance, but they are all in a QPR. And if you don't know what QPR means, it is a queer platonic relationship. Yup. And all the crab snakes are in one. Yup. Also, just so I seem a little bit less crazy, the reason why I think that the purple vents calycerate sings and is lonely and disappears is because in the Switch version of Subnautica Below Zero, there is a glitch where the purple vents calycerate can disappear from the game randomly and just never load back in ever. And that's what I got the very first time I played Below Zero, which was on the Switch. I saw a little bit of a Leviathan, and I had never, ever seen a calycerate before. And I was like, oh my god, I know that that has to be a Leviathan. It sounds like a Leviathan, and I see a little bit of it. I saw it on a camera, but when I went to see it, it wasn't there. I looked for, and I am not exaggerating, 6 hours for that calycerate, and it wasn't there. And I have never felt so disappointed in my life. That has not been patched or changed. Ugh. But I do interpret it as the purple vents calycerate being, like, sad. So sorry for all the distraction in this world. I know that distraction can really be a burden. So I'm going to really move on quickly to the crab squid. The crab squid is a kind of complicated one. I have a couple feelings. This is, like, unique because I feel like it could either be a gay man or multisexual. And I'm not sure which one. It's like something about its head. It's like big, bulbous, like transparent head with the squid head inside. It's really like multisexual to me. But all those legs and pincers, it's like, it reminds me of if a gay man was deep underwater for too long and forgot that they were a human. And I don't know. I guess gay man. And I know gay man is a pretty populist category, but I really do feel that this is the case. And maybe it's not the strongest one in the gay man category, but here's how we can put this up to debate. If you're a gay man, comment below, yay crab squid if you think that if you identify with a crab squid as a gay man, or nay crab squid if you think that the crab squid is not a gay man. And I know you Subnautica fans, so I better be getting a lot of comments. Next is the crash fish. Crashfish sucks. It doesn't even want to live, so I think it's just uninterested in romance. So, there's really not much more to say. I don't think it has time for romance because all it's thinking about is exploding. And that's just like, it literally makes me roll my eyes. I just can't believe the Crashfish. Next is the Magma Ray. I think we can all agree that magma rays are awesome, but the real question is, what is their what is their sexuality? Um, hmm. Well, let's really think about it. Let's think about who magma rays like are. They live in this horrible location so deep underground, so full of magma and lava, and yet not only are they resistant to that heat, but they themselves are magma rays. They are red hot. It's almost as if they are made out of lava. And that kind of dense hot liquid is so, it's almost unpleasant. It's almost an unpleasant thing to be. Which makes me wonder if the magma ray... It makes me wonder if the magma ray is like us. It makes me wonder if the magma ray is capable of feeling... Like... It makes me wonder if the magma ray is capable of sexuality at all. And I don't mean uninterested in romance, because being uninterested in romance isn't defined by the fact that you're uninterested. It's defined by the fact that you could be interested, like, theoretically, like you are the type of object in the world that could be, but you specifically aren't. But, like, the magma ray, I don't even know. It's like you wouldn't call, like, a glass of water asexual, really. It's like, I guess, but it's not even supposed to be sexual, so it's not really asexual, and I think it's the same for the magma ray. So, I'll put it in uninterested in romance, but with a little disclaimer that says not capable of this feeling or something. Next is the Cryptosuchus, and this is where we're bringing back the idea that the Brinewing is lonely. I'm putting it here for now. It's not omnisexual necessarily, but I am putting it here for now. The Cryptosuchus and the Brinewing, they have got something going on, theoretically. But they don't. That is the sad thing. Look at the way they're both opening their mouths. The Brinewing has this ice aesthetic. It can freeze things so it sees itself. But the Cryptosuchus is too big to just be frozen by a Brinewing's little gust. However, it is shiny and shimmery and iridescent, much like oil and much like a mirror. And what is ice if not a natural mirror? See where I'm going with this? The Brinewing creates ice so that it can feel understood by others, but the Cryptosuchus can understand it the way that it is. They are a perfect pairing, but I never see them around each other. And I know that the Cryptosuchus are happy. So I have to say that it's the Brinewing. I have to say that the Brinewing, this lonely, sad little frozen creature, just doesn't know what to do. I just don't think that it knows how to handle itself properly, because it and the Cryptosuchus could be BFFs, but they're not. And here's where I tricked you, because the Cryptosuchus is omnisexual. Yeah. I mean, just look at it. It's iridescent. Look at that blue. It's got the blue. It's iridescent and shines all purple. It's got the purple, the black, the blue. That is literally omnisexual colors. It is omnisexual. Like, in the way that the amp eel should reflect the pansexual flag, the Cryptosuchus already represents the omnisexual flag, just normally in game. So, if they wanted to do a Pride update for Subnautica Below Zero, they would have to remove the way that the Cryptosuchus looks for all months except for June. Next, we're doing, like, the Cuttlefish or whatever. Controversial opinion, but it kind of looks creepy. Sorry, I don't... It's like... I don't know. I don't want to keep putting things in uninterested in romance. You know what? I'm going to make a new category. And this new category will be... Wait. This new category will be... Not capable. Yeah, not capable. And not capable will be white. Because that has, like, no pigment. It is different from these other colors. And we're going to put the skeleton in it. We're going to put the magma ray in it. And the cuttlefish in it. Because to me, when I see the cuttlefish, I see, like, a baby. Like a human baby. And I don't want to talk about a human baby being uninterested in romance. Because that's, like, I don't care. So, these three... It's not that they're uninterested in romance, it's that they're just, like, not capable. Like, they're just not that type of object in the universe, and that's okay. Next... Oh! Next is the discus fish, which is a very interesting creature to me because of how infrequent it is in below zero. It is only in the deep lily pad caves and the tree spires, I believe, which it's like why? Like, what do these two places have in common? And how did you even get from one to the other? Because I don't think they're connected. In fact, I know they're not connected. So what even happened, discus fish? How are you even in these places? And, like, I guess I respect that, but it's very mysterious to me. And I think that the discus fish is multisexual. I really do. I think that it's multisexual. Maybe I think it's bisexual. And, like, but, like, the bi isn't, like, two genders. The bi is, like, two locations. The deep lily pad caves and the tree spires. Like, I just, like, don't understand its motives. And I don't need to. But it does kind of creep me out. It also kind of literally, like, if you, like, ignore the fins, it kind of literally just looks like a toy metal rocket ship, which kind of disturbs me. I don't know if this is its eye. I don't know if this is its eye. And I don't need to know. Like, I don't need to be thinking about the discus fish anymore. So, next we're doing the eye jelly. The eye jelly is definitely one where I think a lot of people would say that it's uninterested in romance because it seems uninterested in literally anything. It is a lot like a lot of real jellyfish where it kind of just literally drifts and does nothing. I don't think that it's possible to interact with it, like, at all, which is fine. But I do not think that it's uninterested in romance. I do not at all think that it's uninterested in romance. If this was a video where I was doing the 7 deadly sins as Subnautica creatures, this one would be lust. This one would absolutely be lust. The eye jelly is so lustful. But what sexuality is it? It's lesbian. Yes, the eye jelly, all of them are lesbian. Are they all dating each other, though? Is this like the crab snakes? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They are all lesbian, and they all have interpersonal relationships that are extremely complicated. They have friendships, they're dating each other, they have exes, and they hold grudges. That is what the eye jelly do. They hold grudges to the extreme. If eye jelly CD sees you hanging out with eye jelly Lala, it will get so angry at you. It'll say, why would you be near eye jelly Lala? Eye jelly Lala, it was my ex from 300 years ago. And you would never hear the end of it. You would never talk to eye jelly CD ever again. And that's so much drama. And I'm not saying that lesbians are full of drama, but I am saying that eye jelly are full of drama. Like, that eye, it's for watching each other. Ugh. It's just too much for me. That's why I never go to the West Arctic, because I'm just... Every time I'm there, you know that, like, whooshing water noise you hear there? That's the eye jelly gossiping. Ugh. Next we have another eyeball-related creature, the eye. And this one is very different from the eye jelly. In fact, I think that it has such a big eye because it is watching out for others, because it doesn't like getting involved in, like, drama. It It doesn't like getting involved in other people's business. I think that the II really relies on the idea that it is its own person. Each of them are their own people, and they just don't want to get involved in the world around it in a way that it doesn't need to be, which I think is cool. Yet again, it is not uninterested in romance, even though that may seem like it would lead into that. It doesn't. The II actually is multisexual. Yes. I think that the II, like, it has its options open. Like, I think it's multisexual, but, like, it identifies as multisexual. It doesn't identify as bisexual, pansexual, polysexual. I think it keeps its options open. It could be any of those or none of them. All it knows is that it's multisexual, and it's very, very comfortable with that fact, which I respect. You don't need to have a specific label to know exactly who you are. The more specific it gets is not the more you it gets. You could be whoever you want in any way, and I think the II has figured that out. I want to see the II and the jelly having a fight. Next is another beautiful one, the featherfish. I love and respect the featherfish, and it is uninterested in romance. It is more interested in itself. If anything, I think it would be autosexual. But I don't think it is. I think it's just closest to autosexual, but I don't think it's autosexual. I actually don't think that featherfish sexually reproduce at all. I think that they actually, like, the reason why they're called the featherfish is because, like, little segments of their fins will float off like feathers and then grow into another featherfish. I think that is how they reproduce. I think that they live their lives very bothered by who they are, very invested in who they are, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's cool. I think that the featherfish really just lives an independent life. And I think a big part of that independence is that it's not interested in romance. I don't think that many featherfish have any relationships with any people. Next is a floater, and this is reminding me of the fiasco from the very beginning of the video where I said that the amoeboid was an ancient floater. That was so embarrassing, and if I could turn back time, I would change it in a heartbeat. But for the floater itself, well, I mean, if like there's the ancient floater, and then there's this floater, which is like tiny. So we can only assume that these floaters are young and fresh. So maybe this should be the most young sexuality, which we've already established with the bladderfish is multisexual. Like, the bladderfish really likes being multisexual because it feels like that is its way of being hip. And I don't think it's the same for the floater. I think the floater just is hip. I think the floater just is very, like, with the times. And part of that just happens to be that it's multisexual. Yep. I mean, look at those teeth. Yep. Next is the frozen leviathan. And the frozen leviathan is a complicated one because on one hand, the frozen leviathan is not alive and has not been alive for a very long time. But the frozen leviathan has also been dangerous. It has led to several, if not many, deaths. And that is toxic. That's like a toxic thing to do. But then you have to consider the fact that the frozen leviathan was not responsible for those deaths because it too was a victim of the coronavirus. It is a victim, not a perpetrator. And I think that really lends itself to being a lesbian because people will blame lesbians. People will act like lesbians are perpetrators all the time when more often than not, they're victims, just like the frozen leviathan. Next, we have another bone, which I can't even think about. I can't think about these bones. But then we have the Gary fish. Oh, wait. I just realized that straight is not on this list. Um, Well, anyway, I think that Gary Fish is a gay man. I just feel like Gary Fish really appreciate gay male culture. I feel like they're very proud to be who they are, and I think that's heartwarming. I love the I love the confidence of a Gary Fish. I love the confidence of it to be who it is, even though who it is not necessarily something that might appeal to me all the time. But next is a gasopod. A gasopod is very lovelily one of the representative creatures of Subnautica. It is the largest creature that you'll see in the starting area of the first game, and I think that is a great choice. I think that a gasopod is um I guess I think that gasopods are multisexual too, and I think they're smug about it. I think I think that they are very smug about being multisexual. I think it's like a problem because it's like nobody really cares. It's like being multisexual is just being a person, and some people are just different things, and it doesn't matter. But like, I think that gasopods, because they've all figured out their sexuality, and they know that they're specifically like polysexual or something, they're like, yeah, I'm polysexual. And it's just like, come on, gasopods, just like whatever. And I think that's just how they navigate life in general, and I don't respect it. Sorry, I don't respect it. Next is the Ghost Leviathan. The Ghost Leviathan is a great one, but I'm just not sure. You would think omnisexual because of the color. You would absolutely think omnisexual because of the color, but I don't think so. I think that something very interesting about the Ghost Leviathan is that when you first see it, it obviously attacks you. It's an aggressive Leviathan. It seems scary, but it does not eat large animals. It only attacks to defend its territory. It eats krill or whatever. And I think that is very interesting. I think that in the way that it seems like a predator when it's not really. I think it seems omnisexual when it's actually uninterested in romance. Yup. I do not think that Ghost Leviathan engage very much in romance in their everyday lives. I think that some of them might wish to, but I don't think that they do. I think that the Ghost Leviathan that swims around at the top of the like Grand Reef or whatever, I think that it really feels like it's one with the water. And I think that's its biggest I think that's all that it thinks about. I think it's just one with the water, and I really love that. So that is what I think of the Ghost Leviathan's sexuality. Next, we'll go to the Jelly Ray, which, unlike Ghost Leviathan, very unsurprisingly, it is omnisexual. It's got the color, it's got the moxie. What else could it be? I mean, really look at a Jelly Ray. Look right now at this picture of a Jelly Ray. What sexuality do you think it is? I'm not hearing anything other than omnisexual. I'm hearing a million little voices saying omnisexual, omnisexual, omnisexual. Because I'm a fortune teller and I'm telling the fortune of the future, which is that everybody says it's omnisexual because it is. Next is the glow whale. The glow whale is so interesting because I think that the glow whale has a very alternative sort of lifestyle. I don't think that it I don't think that it engages with sexuality with labels like this. I think that the glow whale exists very freely, but it's not capable. It's just maybe like not applicable. So I guess I can put it in multisexual because I think that unlike all the other species on this list and in Subnautica, I think that the glow whale is the exception where it can be any sexuality. And I don't want to make a new category for that, so I'm just putting it in multisexual, but we know, the two of us, we know that the glow whales can be any sexuality. They're all different sexualities, and it gets really crazy. Next is the hive minds. This is obvious. This is so obvious. Gay man. Do I even need to explain anything? The hive mind is literally like Zeta Landon, who is a gay man. Like, next is the whole fish, and I honestly had to spend my whole life looking for the whole, like, what this creature was on the wiki. I had to spend 45 years looking for it, then another 45 years inventing time travel and age reversal to get back to this point so I could just continue this video because it took me so long to figure out what it is. And it's just a whole fish. I didn't know that whole fish looked like this. I didn't know they had such a small and insignificant hole. I guess I'm just too used to the Titan whole fish. I didn't know. And I really do feel like the whole fish has to be a lesbian. It's just, I don't know. Like, just look at that hole. It's so perfectly round, just like its eye. It has that beautiful yellow coloration. It has black stripes. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe you don't see it, but maybe when you pray, you'll see it. Maybe you can try to pray. Have you ever? Have you ever prayed? Yeah. Next we have the hoopfish, another iconic one from Subnautica 1. This one, I love the coloration. This coloration is literally like that gay man flag. So, you know, I think that it's just trying to rep its sexuality, honestly. I think that's been the intention of developers since the hoopfish was introduced. And I think that's cool. Go hoopfish! Go hoopfish! Go hoopfish! Say it with me. 3, 2, 1, go hoopfish! Go! So, I love the hoopfish. Next is the hoverfish. So many HO fishes from Subnautica 1. The hoverfish is another one that is iconic. I feel like a lot of people gravitate towards it when they start playing the first game, which I think is beautiful. Just like I feel like a lot of people gravitate towards lesbianism when they're lesbians. So I guess this is another one where it's like, look at that yellow coloration. Not that any of the other ones on the lesbian part so far, except for I guess the brute shark have yellow coloration. But like, I don't know. I think it's related for specifically the whole fish and the hoverfish. Now this list is big enough that it fills the screen, and it's only going to get bigger, which makes me wipe my brow because I'm a little bit stressed about it because I want everyone to see everything. But we'll figure it out. We still have a lot to go. Yup. Including the sea monkey. But next we have the ice worm leviathan. The ice worm leviathan is, of course, iconic. It is iconic for a couple things. One being kind of horribly implemented into the game, which is true. The other is being a cool design and a cool concept, which is also true. And something about the fact that it's a cool concept but horribly implemented. Like, I don't know. There's something about the brutality of the ice worm. It really is making me feel like it has to be uninterested in romance. And that's not me making any judgments about being uninterested in romance. It's just something about it to me. Something about the way that the ice worm does not live up to its own potential reminds me of, I don't know, something about the ice worm being in this barren, icy land. You can't scan it. It's like it attacking you is basically just cutscenes. I feel like it's just doing something else. And I feel like romance is a core part of Subnautica. I feel like everybody who plays Subnautica, they're always thinking about romance. But I feel like the ice worm doesn't really feel like Subnautica when you're actually around it. So I feel like it doesn't have anything to do with romance. I found a way to zoom out, everybody. Thank God, because now we can see everything. This is beautiful. Oh. Oh my God. I'm so fake. This is a ghost ray. I can't believe it. I did it again. This is a ghost ray. This is a jelly ray. Ooh. I actually can't believe this just happened. Thankfully, they are both omnisexual. Unlike the amoeboid, they are both omnisexual. Thank God. That was almost another nightmare. What even is this? Vent Garden Juvenile? I think it's not capable because it is a child. Um, and children can have sexualities, but I don't care about it really. So, next is the lava larva. Yes, 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 yes. I love the lava larva. The lava larva is totally a lesbian species. The lava larva is totally a lesbian species. There needs to be way more Subnautica creatures like the lava larva. There needs to be like 400 new ones in the new game. Subnautica 3 literally should be called Subnautica lava larva. Because it's like, wow. That was awesome. Oh God. Help! Help! Ah! What's happening? Ah! Okay. Okay. I can't believe that we're going from the lava larva to the lava lizard. The lava lizard kind of sucks. Sorry. It's like not good. But I like kind of like it. I think it's also a lesbian. I think that it's like the brute shark and the Arctic ray, where they're like coexisting lesbian species, and I do find that very beautiful and touching. I think that the lava larva really does have a touching relationship with the lava lizard, and I think that's nice. I don't necessarily respect the lava lizard, sadly, but I do think that this is nice. Next, we have the lily paddler. Um, the lily paddler I have possibly 400 thoughts about. I I like can't even begin to speak about the lily paddler. The first time that it hypnotized me changed my life, like my real life. I don't even I guess it's omnisexual, and this is going to sound really controversial what I'm about to say, but I think it's omnisexual because it's evil. And I don't think that being omnisexual is evil. I really don't think that omnisexuality is an evil sexuality. I I don't know how to word myself in a way that doesn't make it seem like that, but trust me, that's not what I think. I think that it's evil gender. Like, I think its gender identity is evil gender. And I think that the way that it introduces itself is that it's like, I'm evil gender omnisexual. I'm evil gender omnisexual. That's like how the lily paddler talks to people. And then it hypnotizes them, of course. But like, I feel like for specifically the lily paddler, these things are very, very intertwined. But like, not for anyone else in the real world or in Subnautica. But for the lily paddler, I do think that this is the case. Now the magma ring. The magma ring is kind of like the cousin of the boomerang in the fact that it like, I don't think it's usually interested in romance, but I do think that but I do think that it's a gay man. Something about those like flaming like fin tips. I think that it's a gay man. I think that it's a gay man, and I think it's a drag king. I think that all magma rings are drag kings and gay men. So next is a mesmer. Mesmers are like weak lily paddlers, but I guess I support them. Um, I think they're also gay men. I think that gay man really is the most populous category by quite a bit, but I really do think that there's a lot of gay male rep in Subnautica. It's not because I personally like view gay men as above any other sexuality. I just really do think that there are a lot of gay male creatures in Subnautica. I think that the Mesmer is definitely gay. I think that the Mesmer and the Brine would honestly really get along. I think that the Mesmer would really like to be frozen by the Brine. But like thank God they're not together because they would be really evil. Like neither of them are that evil on their own, but together they would be so evil. It would be like impossible to deal with. Just like if two of them were like together in the same location, that would count as a Leviathan. Like the two of them next to each other would be one Leviathan, and that Leviathan would be the magic mirror Leviathan. And I'm scared of that, so. Next is the newtfish. This is why I needed a straight category, because a newtfish is straight. I'm just putting it in not capable, but it's straight. It is straight. Just like we all know that the glow whale can be any sexuality, the newtfish is absolutely straight. Sorry. Next is the Oculus. I love the Oculus. It's a lesbian. It's the Peeper's lesbian uncle. It's so cool. I love that pink eye. That pink eye glows with lesbianism. If you're around it, you start to shift. Your sexuality shifts into being lesbian because the Oculus not only is lesbian, but the Oculus is like the core of lesbianism. It projects lesbianism out. And it's femme. But as for the Peeper, unlike the Arctic Peeper, the Oculus is lesbian, the Arctic Peeper is a gay man, and the Peeper itself is multisexual. I mean, just look at that sleek black body. Look at that like glowing yellow eye. It just like oozes multisexuality to me. I feel like different Peepers might be like different like subcategories of multisexual, but like they all are just like multisexual. Next is a Pengling, which is another child creature. But then there's the Penguin. The Penguin, well, first of all, they're unique because they're a land creature. And I think they're a little bit greedy about that. I think they feel greedy about the land because they have claim to it. I think they hate snowstalkers. I think that they hate snowstalkers and pinacarids for going on the land. And I don't really think that has anything to do with their sexuality. I guess I just wanted to bring it up. But I do think that penguins are omnisexual. I think they like love to date each other. I think that like if you go and you see a penguin colony, first of all, I just want to say you do see couples, and I do think that they're dating. I think that every time you see two penguins next to each other with a bunch of penglings around them, I think they're dating, and the penglings are their babies. Yeah, yeah. But aside from that, I think that like colonies of penguins, I think that they have a lot of romance stuff, and it's not like the eye jellies where it's romance or drama necessarily. I think it's like high school. I think like being a penguin is like being in high school. I think you're just dating people, which I respect. I respect that. Oh my God! Speak of the angel, the Pinacarid is here, and you might notice something about the Pinacarid. It is actually rainbow colored, like rainbow gay pride, and I know that's intentional. That is definitely an intentional feature of the Pinacarid's design. However, I do not think that the Pinacarid has that much pride. I think that the Pinacarid is very neutral to the idea of being queer. I think that the Pinacarid, I think they are all queer, but I don't think that they talk about it. I don't think they think about it much. I think that, I think if, a penguin walked up to it and was like, hey, let's go to Pride together. I think that Pinacarids would just be like, what? Why would I do that? What is there for me? Which is that's a fine way to live, but, you know. It's like have some fun, have some pride. Um, and I do think that they're all gay men. It's like I think that panacrids are like that type of gay man that cares more about being a man than cares about being gay. I think that panacrids are that type of like cis gay man that's like just like lives their life as a man and it's just like, well, yeah, I'm just like some guy. I just happen to be gay. And they like don't think about it that much, which is like fine, but look around you because the sea you live in is full of Prismacolor. Next is a rabbit ray. This is so obvious. A rabbit ray literally comes from Earth and it's a rabbit Therian. All of them are rabbit Therians. And I think that's all they are. I don't think they have time for anything else other than to be a rabbit Therian. I think that they are uninterested in romance because they're too busy being rabbits, which I think is cool. Oh my god, wait. Let's look at how many more we have left. Still quite a few. Next, we have a big one. I know that you've been waiting for it for so long. The Reaper Leviathan. And this, I feel like this isn't going to be controversial. The Reaper Leviathan is a gay man, right? Like, we all agree. Like, we look at the Reaper, like, we see a Reaper in game, we hear it roar, and we know it's a gay man. It's always hanging out in groups. It has, like, a sad backstory. Like, clearly, all Reapers are gay men. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I think that Subnautica is a game that, like, really centers gay men in its creature design. Because the Reaper is by far the most iconic Leviathan in the entire series. It's a Leviathan that people care about. It's the big, scary thing. That's the first thing you see in the first Subnautica game. It's the thing that, like, terrifies people the most. And I do think that there is something scary about the Reaper. I think that all of the aggressive Leviathans in Below Zero are scarier. But I do think that the Reaper is definitely very scary. It's definitely the scariest thing in the first game for me. And I really do think it's a gay man. I do just think it has the lifestyle of a gay man, which I love. Subnautica is one of my favorite video game series, and I love that it is so dominated by gay men. Because I respect gay men. If you're a gay man, drop a comment that says, this is your opinion on being respected by me. Drop a comment about if you feel respected by me. If you feel disrespected, let me know. And we could have a discussion about it. Then we have a red eye. And I feel like red eyes are so fake. They are literally trying to be something that they're not. And they're like trying to fit in with the other like magma creatures, but it just doesn't work for them. It really just doesn't work. I feel like they're trying so hard to be cool. It's like the other eye are so good at keeping to themselves, but the red eye are the ones who just like can't. I feel like they're so insecure. And I also feel like they're omnisexual. I feel like they're insecure about being omnisexual. I think that they're the only omnisexual ones in like the magma area. So they're like, oh my god, I'm scared. What if everybody doesn't like me because I'm omnisexual? Then they lie about it. They say that they're multisexual, but it's like, come on, I. Like, nobody cares. Like, just be yourself. Like, if you were multisexual, you would be with the other eye, but you're not. You're a red eye, you're omnisexual, own up to it. Just live your life. It's really not a big deal. Nobody cares. But no amount of telling them that will let it sink in. It never sinks in for them. And I guess I pity them, but it's at a certain point it's their fault, you know? At a certain point it's not me, it's just them. Then there's the red featherfish. I effing love the red featherfish. It's awesome. I was about to put it in lesbian again. I realized that for a lot of these, I'm just like, I love this creature, and then I immediately put it in the lesbian category. But no, I actually don't think it's a lesbian. I think it's multisexual. Yup, I do. I think that unlike the featherfish, which is so, like, it asexually reproduces, I think that the red featherfish actually does sexually reproduce, but not with members of its own species. No. We will get to what I think that the red featherfish sexually reproduce with. Trust me, we will get to it. It goes deep. But as for being multisexual, I really do think that the red featherfish are confident about it. I think that red featherfish are born and their first words are, I'm multisexual. I think they say it to each other all the time. I think it's like the only thing that they talk about. And the way that the featherfish are really, like, they talk all about their appearance all the time. I think that the red featherfish constantly are talking about being multisexual, which I think is great. Next we have the reefback leviathan. And I think for the reefback, I think that the reefback are definitely not capable. And it's like they do obviously sexually reproduce. We see some evidence of that. But I feel like reefbacks aren't from this planet or realm of reality. I feel like reefbacks exist as like a rend in space time. Like something bad happens in space time and then a reefback will appear. And I don't think that makes them bad. I think that they're awesome. I love the communities that they garner. But I do think that they're kind of like, I don't know the word for it. Like, do you get it? I feel like you have to get it. They're just kind of anomalies. And then, of course, the juveniles, like, are also not capable because it's the same species. And, you know. Next is Reginald. Reginald is a creature that I have problems with. I have problems with the naming of. I do not like the naming of Reginald. It makes me roll my eyes. Sorry. But I do like the way that the creature looks, and I do think that Reginald is a lesbian. The only way that I can like Reginald is if I see all of them as lesbians. So I hope you can understand that part of me. Then we have another skeleton, which literally makes me close my eyes and sob because whatever. Next we have a river prowler. River prowlers are so powerful and menacing and evil. They can do anything they want. Which I'm trying not to say that they're a lesbian, but I can't because they are. I mean, really look at a river prowler. I know I've said that for like 5 of the different lesbian ones, but like something about like the ridges, the way it looks like an ant eel, kind of, but like it's not. That like this like majestic like tapering here of this like weird like little fleshy bit. It's awesome. The way that they're so huge, they prowl the river, the briny river. That's awesome. I feel like they are living bones. Like they really look like living bones, and that makes me feel so represented. Like I feel like in the way that the Reaper is for gay men, the River Prowler is for lesbians. Does that make sense? I know it does. I know you get it. Let's all say it together. 3, 2, 1. The River Prowler is a lesbian. Oh my god, I just saw the next one. Oh my god. Yes! I love the rock rub. I love the rock rub. The rock rub is my second favorite Subnautica creature. I love rock rubs. Omnisexual. Rock rubs are so omnisexual. They are bright green. They glow the color of grass and kelp and tree leaves. They are bright green. They are tiny. They are awesome. They're grubs. They're rocky. They are magic. They are simple. They are civil. They can swivel. They love the symbols. They're everything. They're everything to me. Just like omnisexuality. The reason why omnisexual is different from multisexual is because omnisexuality is everything to me. Just like the rock rub. Then we have the rock puncher, which kind of iconically was supposed to be in Subnautica 1. but then was moved to Subnautica 2, which I think is a cool backstory. And similarly, I feel like it should be multisexual, but it is a gay man. Like, I feel like when I look at a rock puncher, and I feel like when most people look at a rock puncher, like, they think this has to be multisexual. But, I don't know. I feel like I feel like it is a gay man. And the thing that really holds me back from that is that they're around Shadow Leviathans, which, let me tell you this, Shadow Leviathans are not gay men. And I feel like a Shadow Leviathan would never even be around a gay man. I feel like that's just not the life of a Shadow Leviathan. But they are. And I feel like the fact that Shadow Leviathans eat rock punchers really shows the values of a Shadow Leviathan. They're like tornadoes, and rock punchers are just little fences that they love to break down. I just feel like rock punchers have to be gay men based on just like their attitude. And it's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like gay men punch rocks. If you're a gay man and you've ever punched rocks, comment below. Comment, I punch rocks. Comment, I punch rocks. I'm gay. Comment, I punch rocks. I'm gay. Next is a sand shark, which this looks like a lava variant of a sand shark to me. Look at how evil and magma-like this is. But sand sharks are so fake. They're multisexual. And they're not, like, those aren't correlated. Them being multisexual has nothing to do with them being fake. I'm just very confident about two things with sand sharks. One, they're fake. Two, they're multisexual. They think they're the most important thing in any area that they're in. They make a big fuss about being there, but they're really nothing. There's nothing to worry about when a sand shark is there. And it's so annoying. And I don't feel like that has anything to do with their multisexuality. It's just kind of like look at them. Look at their teeth. It's like they eat. It's like the floater. Like, look at the floater's teeth. Look at the sand shark's teeth. Like, they're multisexual, literally. Oh boy. Now the sea dragon, the worst Leviathan in all of Subnautica. It sucks. But it is a lesbian. This might be the first creature that... Oh my god, I just got a pain in my rib. But this might be the first creature that I don't like that is in the lesbian category. I just think it's a lesbian. I guess maybe for the same reason that I see a lava lizard as a lesbian. Like, you just kind of like look at it, like, I don't know. If you get it, you get it. And if you don't, that's okay. Because we all have our lives, and you know what's great about us all having our lives? We can live them separately. Next is Sea Emperor Juvenile, which is not capable, whatever. Then there's the actual Sea Emperor, which... I guess the Sea Emperor is literally just one character. So this is like the exception to this entire thing. Out of all these creatures, the Sea Emperor is the one that can talk and is the only one that is one character. It's the only one that's normal to say has a sexuality, even though it's still pretty weird. But here's the thing. I don't think that it's interested in romance. I just don't think that the Sea Emperor, like, gives a F. Like, I feel like to the Sea Emperor, romance is like spitting in a cup. It's like, it could do that, but like, why would it need to? If somebody asked it to, it would just be like, why? Like, why do you want that? Which I definitely understand. I feel like the Sea Emperor just like doesn't need that in its life. And you might be asking, why does it have babies? And if you were about to comment that, then like, I kind of get it, but like, you can have children and not be interested in romance. So, yeah. Next is a baby sea monkey, and then a normal sea monkey. This is the most evil creature in all of Subnautica. Sea monkeys are so evil, I can't even begin to define it. If you don't see it, then whatever. I'm not even going to try to explain it to you. I don't even know what category to put this in. I feel like its reasoning for any of them would just be because it's evil. It's a lesbian because it's evil. It's a gay man because it's evil. It's whatever. It would just be evil in any of these, and I would feel evil for saying that the sea monkey fits into any of these sexualities. So but it's definitely capable. Like those little sea monkey like tunnels, like it is capable of romance. That is like a love network. I guess sea monkeys. I'm like afraid to say that they're all gay men. That would be so scary to me if every sea monkey was a gay man. Like at least if they're multisexual, like I feel like there's a little bit more like variety in it. But all of them being gay men feels so controlled and evil to me. Oh my god. I guess multisexual, but I don't really believe that they're multisexual. I'm sorry to every single person out there who's multisexual. I just I'm scared of sea monkeys. That's the truth. I am really scared of sea monkeys, and I just had to put them somewhere because I feel like I'll wake up and my room will be full of water and a sea monkey will be there and it will be grabbing my belongings if I don't put it somewhere. So I had to. I had to for my safety. Oh my god, next is a sea treader. Everybody loves sea treaders. They're awesome. And they are gay men. I feel like this might be a little bit like controversial. I feel like a lot of people will be like, no way are all the sea treaders gay men. But I think there's something about the fact like they're walking in a path all the time. They're always like on a path. And they love shale. Like, I don't know. I feel like they just like I could see that like I could see myself at like a pride parade and like the announcer is like now all the gay men are going to march and it's just 100 sea treaders in the street. I could see that so easily. And then all the little children walk out under the sea treaders' feet and pick up the shale and they're like, I love rocks, I love stones. Because children love to collect minerals. Like I feel like sea treaders are like part of the community. They're organizers, they're path walkers. They're like I really do feel it. We are in the home stretch. We are so close to the end now that you can see it. And next, I hyped this one up earlier. Next is the Shadow Leviathan. And here's the thing about the Shadow Leviathan. I already said it is not a gay man and that it feasts upon gay men, which it absolutely does. But what is it? What is it? Now, I'm going to give you some time to really think about it. Like, really, like, be proactive with this video. Because if you've been paying attention, you should be able to figure this out. Is the Shadow Leviathan a lesbian? Is the Shadow Leviathan multisexual? Is the Shadow Leviathan omnisexual? Is the Shadow Leviathan uninterested in romance? Because it's one of those. If you guess that the Shadow Leviathan is a lesbian, you are wrong. It is omnisexual. First things first, the blue. The blue, the blue, the blue. How many times do I have to say it? The blue. But second of all, I've said it before, I feel like being omnisexual takes a specific type of confidence. I've never in my life seen anybody over the age of 18 and be omnisexual. I've just never seen it. And I know it must happen, but I have never seen it. If you are omnisexual and over the age of 18, comment down below. Comment your age and the fact that you're omnisexual down below. And I would love to see it. I would love to see more omnisexuality with more of an age range. But I feel like being an omnisexual adult, you have to know who you are. If somebody could be like, oh, I'm bi, and then you're like, I'm omni. It's like, wow. Like, omni what? Omnipotent? Omnipresent? Because that's what I think it is for the Shadow Leviathan. I think that the Shadow Leviathan says, I'm omni. And it means omnisexual, but it also means omnipresent, omnipotent. I think that oh my god, I almost called it the Omni Leviathan because it just makes so much sense in my head. I think that the Shadow Leviathan truly is omnisexual at its core. In the way that the Oculus is the core of lesbianism, I think that the Shadow Leviathan is the core of omnisexuality. I'm not omnisexual, so take what I'm saying with a grain of papaya. And I'm not omnisexual, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't know. And I do also understand that the Shadow Leviathan is a predator. It's so evil. It's like literally so evil. It's so evil that it used to be a sea monkey. It's really, 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 really evil. But like, I'm not saying that omnisexual people are evil. It's just the Shadow Leviathan happens to be the embodiment of omnisexuality and happens to be evil at the same time. Similar to the Lily Paddler. Oh my god, next is the Shuttlebug. I I have had a very tumultuous relationship with the Shuttlebug that I will not get into right now, but it is in fact a lesbian. This is one of those ones where I don't have that much to say about it. I just feel like every time they jump, I feel like they whisper under their breath, lesbian. Like I feel like they say it to themselves. Like I feel like they love to be lesbian, and they have like a very simple, like they're just proud. They just live their lives and they're proud, and I think that's great. I can't even believe this. I have to put this somewhere. Next is the Sky Ray. Like, not capable. Because I don't care about what goes on in those skies. Whatever. Let's zoom out a little bit for these last ones. Next is the Snow Stalker. The Snow Stalker is the last land animal. I am excited. I bet you will never guess where it's going to go. I bet you will never guess where it's going to go. That's right, it's lesbian. All snow stalkers are lesbian. All snow stalkers are lesbian. All snow stalkers are lesbian. Which makes me like them a lot more. And which makes me like Marguerite a lot more. Because that little snow stalker that she has, that she calls he, him, trans masculine, butch lesbian snow stalker. Just saying. Just saying. I think that every single Snowstalker is a he, z, it, butch lesbian, mask, trans mask. I think that's every single Snowstalker. And I think that's why they're so protective of their babies, because they understand, they understand community. They understand family and protection more than anyone in the seven seas on Earth or 4546B. Yeah. I'm really scared to do the spadefish. I feel like there are a lot of spadefish fans who would hate me if I put it in the wrong category. I feel like a lot of people see the spadefish as multisexual. I feel like a lot of people see the spadefish as pansexual, but I don't. I see the I see the spadefish as uninterested in romance. And I know that's not the popular way to see this creature, but it's the way that I see this creature, and I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm sick of apologizing to the Subnautica fandom for having sexuality headcanons that nobody else does. I'm sorry, but not everybody's going to agree with you all the time. Sorry, the spadefish is asexual. Whatever. You know, I'm not hurting any real spadefish by saying that, so... Next is the spiky trap. Oh, and I think we all know where the spiky trap is going. Gay man. Unfortunately, like, this is going to come across as negative, but it's like, if any sexuality was likely to set up a spiky trap, which one would it be? Yeah. Like, I feel like I'm trashing gay men so much in this video, and I'm really not trying to. It stresses me out because I know how many gay men love Subnautica. Comment below if you're a gay man. But, like, it's not even like a negative thing. I just really feel like gay men are just more likely to set up spiky traps in the real world. So, a creature that is a spiky trap, I don't know. Next is one that I've been excited for. It's the spinefish. And first, we need to do a little bit of lore. The spinefish is the one that mates with the red featherfish. And let's play close up. Let's really look at these two together right now. They're the same fish. Yup. Spinefish are featherfish. They are red featherfish. They are the exact same creature, but just taking a different form. And I think that they breed together. I think that they live together. I think they're very harmonious because I do think that they are the same creature, and I do think that they are both, say it with me, multisexual. And I think that's beautiful. I think it's beautiful for life and death to come together in this way. This is almost like if God and Satan were friends. Like, this is kind of just beautiful. And, this little blue marking, it really shows what could have been, which is omnisexuality. But I don't think they are omnisexual. I think that they're multisexual. And if you disagree, here's what you should do. You should tell me all about it. So, yeah, next is, oh my god, I know that everybody's been excited for this one. Spinnerfish. Absolutely lesbian. Immediately, I'm putting it in the lesbian category. It's literally a sun. It is literally a sun, just like lesbianism is the sun of the earth. And 4546b. And I feel like I don't have to say any more than that. They live in swarms. They spin together. They live together. They love together. They're just living a beautiful, true lesbian life. And I love it. And coming right off of that is my favorite Subnautica creature. My absolute favorite creature in all of Subnautica, the squid shark. I love the squid shark. I love the squid shark. I love the squid shark. And yes, it is a lesbian. Yes, the squid shark, all of them are lesbians. The two squid shark in the Twisty Bridges depths, they are lesbians dating. They are in a butch femme relationship. And it is so beautiful. It is the most beautiful thing that I have ever seen in my life. I have spent hours in the Deep Twisty Bridges. And I really do mean this. I spent hours there. It is my favorite Subnautica biome in both games. It is my favorite location with my favorite creature. Ugh. They are beautiful. Both squid shark in that area and all over. But here's the real thing. Here's the real question. What about the squid shark that is all alone in the deep lily pad islands? Is that one dating anyone? Oh, yes it is. Oh, yes it is. And that I'll have to leave it at that for now. Next, I can't believe it's so far on the list, but the Stalker, one of the most iconic creatures in all of Subnautica. Is it a gay man, just like a lot of other iconic creatures? Yes. Yes, it is. And I do have this feeling inside me that it could be a lesbian, partially because of the Snow Stalker being a lesbian, but I do think it's a gay man. I think that like the difference between the Snow Stalker and the Stalker is their sexuality more than more than the fact that one is a land mammal and one is a sea fish. I think the biggest difference is their sexuality. I think that the Stalker really is a gay man, which I'm sure to a lot of you is a thrill. I'm sure a lot of you are hooting. I'm sure a lot of you are hollering. And I'm really happy for you. I don't have that many feelings about it, but I'm very happy for you. And next is the symbiote. And we will talk about the symbiote when we get to the Titan Holefish. That much I can promise you. Now, these five, I genuinely have no idea what these things are. I feel like I've never seen them in my life. I can't see any trace of them on the wiki. I have no idea what these five creatures are. I feel like they have to be from below zero. But, like, what and where are they? Like, it's so mysterious. and I'm afraid to put them on here, but I'm afraid not to put them on here. But there's so many of them that I don't want them to clog up the list when I don't even know what they're called. So I guess we are going to be talking about the symbiote right now because we are skipping past them and going to the Titan Holefish and the symbiote. The Titan Holefish is a lesbian. And the symbiote is a lesbian. And you know what they are? A lesbian couple. There are the exact same amount of Titan Holefish and symbiote, and they are dating. There's like one for each. And if one Titan Holefish dies, their mate, which is a symbiote, will spontaneously die as well. And vice versa. That is the way that it works in this world. They are two species bound together by lesbian love. Of course, the Titan Holefish is butch. Of course, the symbiote is femme. And they love each other. They provide for each other. They are best friends. And they are lovers. It is very inspirational to me. I hope that one day there will be a real life lesbian couple where one of them is named Titan Holefish and the other one is named Symbiote. Honestly, that might have happened already. I would not be surprised if that has already happened. Next we have the Triops. I do not give a F about the Triops. But I guess it's multisexual. No. Everybody multisexual. Shout out from the Triops. This is the Triops creating a reef bag by making a space-time rift to possess my body to talk to you. This is the Triops. Shout out to multisexual people. Shout out to multisexual people. You're all awesome. Triops out. Oh my god. What just happened? When I'm editing back the video, I'll have to look at that. I just got a weird feeling. But anyway, I think the Triops is multisexual. Maybe just because like tri is like multi. But I don't know. I just really see it. I hope that you do too. Now we have the Trivalve. Gay man. A Trivalve is definitely a gay man. It's just another quintessential gay male Subnautica creature. It really just is. I feel like the Trivalve, like, I don't know. It's not like the cuttlefish where it's like a little baby creature. Like, it's like a creature. And I really do think, I think that, like, I don't think I've ever seen a gay man that hasn't at least a little bit reminded me of a Trivalve. You know? I feel like I feel like that's universal. Like, picture 6 gay men that you've met in your life, in your head right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, picture a Trivalve swimming around the heads and shoulders of all of them, if they have those things. And, like, you see it? Like, do you see what I mean? Comment down below if you see what I mean. Then we have, finally, the Vent Garden. This... It is hard for me to not say lesbian, because I don't think it's a lesbian, but it is a great community leader. But I do think that it's multisexual. I think that is a multisexual community leader. I think it's a multisexual community leader. Yup. Not much more to say about that. I wish I had more to say because I love the Vent Garden, but I do think that is a multisexual community leader. If you love being in a community and you're multisexual, maybe you can get a Vent Garden tattooed on you. And now is the Void Caliceret, which is technically a different creature than just the regular Caliceret, for sure. And the big question is, where do I put it? Where do I rank the Void Caliceret? You should know. It's clearly a lesbian. I mean, just look at the Caliceret. Then look at the Void Caliceret. What's the difference between them? One's a lesbian. Yeah. Yeah. So, I also do have a roommate who is Void, Vortex, Gender, and Leviathan. And my roommate is not a lesbian. So, like, That's kind of a discrepancy between Scruckle, my roommate, and the Void Caliceret, but I think that there could be a couple discrepancies. The other discrepancy is that the Void Caliceret is a fictional creature, and Scruckle is a real human, so... Well, a real Leviathan. I mean, a real Leviathan! And we have finally reached the last Subnautica creature on our list! The last Subnautica creature! Everybody shout your favorite number! 777! We have reached our last Subnautica creature, the Warper. And the Warper is a very unique one to end with because it is definitely not a sea animal. It's not an animal at all. And it does not reproduce. But, oh god, it has gay male romances. Oh god, it has gay male romances. It's creating radio stations because it talks through radio signals. It creates radio stations for all the other warpers to hear, and it's just like gay dramas. Like, they just create gay dramas for each other, and all the other warpers love it. Every single warper is basically the same person, but just in a different body. So when one of them does something that it likes, all the other ones like it too. They're also happy. They live very, very happy lives because all of their interests, most of which have to do with being a gay man, the other interest has to do with curing the coronavirus. Like, they are able to talk about those whenever they want. And I'm very happy for them. I am very happy that warpers get to be gay men so freely because, unfortunately, in the real world, not every gay man can be as free as a warper. I know a lot of gay men wish that they were warpers deep in the ocean, but unfortunately, very few are. And I'm sorry. So, this is my Subnautica creatures as sexualities list. I hope this resonated with you. I hope to see more videos like this. If you make a video with the same premise, tag me in it because I would love to see it. I hope that you agree with my ranking, but if you don't agree with my ranking, let me know. I hope it's okay that I completely forgot to add a straight category. Remember, the newtfish is straight, so there is a straight one here. I'm sorry that I forgot to add straight. It truly was a mistake. But I love this list. I love sexuality. I love Subnautica creatures. And I hope to talk in depth about the Caliceret more in the future. If you want to hear me talking about my headcanons for each individual Caliceret and their personalities, their relationships with the other Calicerets, let me know, because I will totally make that video if even one person asks me to make it. So, I hope that you guys loved this video. I hope that you guys loved me talking. Let's hit 500 likes. Okay. Bye. 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 Bye.